Clear signs of an unethical person nearby often manifest distinctly to Sigma males, whose acute perception and introspective nature allow them to discern subtle cues that evade others. Ethics, to Sigma males, is not merely a set of rules to follow, but a profound reflection of one's character and integrity. When encountering someone ethically compromised, Sigma males keenly observe inconsistencies between words and actions, recognizing deceitful behavior masked by superficial charm or persuasive rhetoric. They notice a lack of empathy or genuine concern for others, revealing an individual more focused on personal gain than moral principles. Sigma males also detect a pattern of dishonesty or manipulation, whether in small interactions or significant decisions, highlighting a disregard for truth and transparency. Moreover, unethical individuals often exhibit a disregard for boundaries and respect, crossing lines of decency or exploiting others for selfish ends. Sigma males, attuned to nuances in human behavior, recognize these breaches of ethical conduct as red flags signaling potential harm or toxicity in relationships and environments. Furthermore, Sigma males assess the consistency of values and actions, noting discrepancies that undermine trust and credibility. They observe how ethical lapses impact broader dynamics, causing discord or eroding the moral fabric of communities. Sigma males value authenticity and integrity, viewing ethical conduct as essential for fostering genuine connections and sustainable progress in society. In contrast, unethical behavior disrupts harmony and erodes mutual respect, creating barriers to meaningful collaboration and collective well-being. In their pursuit of wisdom and life insights, Sigma males emphasize the importance of ethical awareness and accountability. They advocate for ethical leadership and responsible decision-making, understanding the profound impact of individual choices on personal integrity and societal harmony. Sigma males prioritize authenticity and ethical consistency, striving to align their actions with values rooted in empathy, fairness, and respect for others. By recognizing clear signs of unethical behavior, Sigma males contribute to fostering environments where integrity thrives, promoting a culture of trust and ethical responsibility. Number 1. Maintaining your peace amidst the storms of interpersonal chaos. If you find value in what we're discussing, I'd like to ask for a small favor: hit that subscribe button and please stick with us through the entire video. If you're here, it's clear you're not like the majority, you are the exception, and every moment of this discussion could be crucial for you. Recognizing harmful individuals in our lives isn't always about spotting overt aggression or malicious intent. Sometimes, the subtle cues reveal much more about a person's true nature, and these subtle signs are what we must learn to identify to protect ourselves and maintain our peace. Imagine this: you're navigating through a difficult period in your life. Maybe it's a personal setback or a challenging situation at work. You're seeking some comfort or empathy, hoping for understanding and support. You share your struggle with someone you consider a friend, expecting them to offer a listening ear or comforting words. What you're hoping for is a response grounded in empathy, a response that acknowledges your pain and stands by you, helping you find a way through your troubles. However, instead of the support you anticipated, you receive a response that feels cold, indifferent, or even dismissive. Picture their reaction: a smirk or a dismissive laugh, a subtle gleam of satisfaction in their eyes as they take in your discomfort. This reaction is far more than just a social faux pas. It's a glaring indicator of their lack of empathy. Such individuals derive a twisted form of pleasure from witnessing others' difficulties. This is a profound and disturbing behavior that exposes their true character. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is a fundamental aspect of human decency and interaction. It's a trait that is highly regarded in many philosophies and moral frameworks, including Stoicism. The Stoics, known for their practical wisdom, placed a strong emphasis on sympathy and mutual support as essential components of a healthy and thriving community. They believe that life's challenges become more bearable when faced together, with compassion and understanding acting as pillars of support. According to Stoic philosophy, the trials we encounter are part of the human condition, and how we support one another through these trials defines our character and strengthens our communal bonds. The Stoics taught that by fostering virtues such as patience, fortitude, and kindness, we not only improve ourselves, but also contribute to the betterment of the community. Empathy and mutual support are not merely pleasant traits, but crucial elements that uphold the Stoic values of integrity and moral strength. When someone reacts with satisfaction or indifference to your misfortunes, they are not just displaying poor manners, they are demonstrating a profound lack of empathy. This behavior is a clear breach of basic human decency and stands in stark contrast to the Stoic principles of mutual support and communal well-being. Such reactions are red flags, signaling that the individual's character is deeply misaligned with the virtues celebrated by Stoicism. Their pleasure in your discomfort reveals a self-centered, callous nature that undermines the core values of empathy and kindness. Recognizing these traits is essential for safeguarding your emotional health and ensuring that you surround yourself with individuals who genuinely support and uplift you. The ability to discern such harmful behavior helps in making informed decisions about who you allow into your life. By choosing companions who are aligned with your values and who offer genuine support, you contribute to a positive and nurturing environment for yourself. In the realm of interpersonal relationships, understanding and identifying these subtle signs of harmful behavior can be a significant step toward maintaining your peace and emotional well-being. It's not merely about avoiding negative interactions, but about consciously cultivating a supportive network that contributes positively to your personal growth and resilience. As we transition to our second sign, let's explore the subtle art of emotional manipulation, a tactic frequently employed by individuals who seek to benefit at your expense. Imagine someone in your life who consistently plays the victim to evoke your sympathy or regularly blames you for their problems to induce feelings of guilt. These manipulative tactics are not random, they are deliberate strategies designed to influence your behavior for their own gain. Stoicism, with its emphasis on emotional resilience and clarity of judgment, offers valuable guidance on navigating such manipulative behaviors. The philosophy teaches us to be vigilant against emotional manipulations and to maintain a steady and rational approach to our interactions. By recognizing these tactics and understanding their underlying motives, we can better protect ourselves from being unduly influenced and ensure that our actions are guided by our principles rather than the manipulative agendas of others. In summary, maintaining your peace amidst interpersonal chaos requires a keen awareness of subtle signs that indicate harmful behaviors. Recognizing the lack of empathy in others, understanding the profound impact of such behavior on your emotional well-being, and navigating emotional manipulation with Stoic wisdom are crucial steps in protecting your peace and fostering a supportive environment in your relationships. By being aware of these signs and adhering to principles of empathy and emotional resilience, you can safeguard your journey toward living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Number 2, the Stoic path to emotional independence and self-control. The Stoics advocate for a form of emotional independence that reflects true freedom, a freedom that emerges from within rather than being influenced by external circumstances or the manipulations of others. According to Stoic philosophy, the essence of freedom lies in our ability to control our responses to external events and interactions. This concept of inner freedom is deeply intertwined with the Stoic belief in maintaining emotional autonomy, which is crucial for preserving our inner peace and making decisions that align with our values. At the heart of this Stoic ideal is the understanding that our reactions to other people's actions, including their attempts at manipulation, should be measured, thoughtful, and aligned with our core principles. In practical terms, this means being vigilant about the ways in which others might try to influence our emotions and behaviors. Whether it's through guilt-tripping, applying undue pressure, or assigning unwarranted blame, recognizing these manipulative tactics is the first step toward maintaining our emotional independence. For example, consider a scenario where someone consistently tries to evoke guilt in you to achieve their own ends. This might involve them making you feel responsible for their misfortunes or problems. In such cases, the Stoic approach teaches us to maintain a rational mindset, detach ourselves from the manipulative behavior, and reflect on why we might be reacting in a particular way. Are we allowing ourselves to be swayed by emotions that aren't truly ours? By questioning our responses and reinforcing our emotional defenses, we ensure that our decisions remain a product of our own reasoned choices rather than being dictated by someone else's manipulative tactics. This process of self-reflection is not just about protecting ourselves from emotional harm, but also about maintaining the integrity of our personal journey. When we allow ourselves to be manipulated, we compromise our ability to make autonomous decisions, thereby relinquishing control over our own lives. Stoicism teaches us to look inward, understand our reactions, and strengthen our emotional resilience. This internal focus helps us build relationships based on genuine mutual respect and affection rather than engaging in transactional interactions tainted by manipulation. A key aspect of fostering emotional independence is surrounding ourselves with people who genuinely empower and support us, rather than those who diminish our autonomy for their own benefit. By nurturing relationships with individuals who respect our boundaries and value our well-being, we align more closely with Stoic ideals. These relationships should be characterized by a mutual exchange of respect and understanding, not by power dynamics or emotional exploitation. Conversely, we have all encountered individuals who seem to lose their temper at the slightest provocation, turning minor disagreements into intense and destructive arguments. This kind of behavior is not merely a personal flaw, it represents a significant departure from the Stoic virtue of self-control. According to Stoicism, maintaining self-mastery, especially over our emotions, is crucial for sustaining internal harmony and fostering positive relationships with others. The Stoics believed that by controlling our responses to external events, we could preserve our inner peace and prevent disruptions to our tranquility. A quick temper signifies a failure to maintain this crucial balance. It reflects an inability to stay composed, think clearly, or respond appropriately to life's inevitable challenges. This lack of emotional control is more than just a personal issue. It can have broader implications, creating a toxic environment that affects everyone involved. When someone frequently explodes in anger, it doesn't just strain their relationships, it disrupts the collective well-being of their social or professional environment. Such behavior can create a climate of tension and instability, where people are constantly on edge, fearing the next outburst. This not only affects the immediate relationships, but can also contribute to a larger atmosphere of negativity and discord. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of developing emotional resilience and self-discipline as a means to mitigate such destructive tendencies. By practicing self-control, we not only preserve our own peace of mind, but also contribute to a more harmonious and supportive environment. This involves acknowledging our emotional triggers, employing techniques to manage our reactions, and striving to respond to conflicts in a measured and constructive manner. In summary, the Stoic approach to emotional independence and self-control is about maintaining a thoughtful and measured response to external influences and manipulations. Recognizing when someone is trying to manipulate our emotions allows us to maintain our autonomy and ensure that our decisions are based on our values rather than external pressures. Similarly, understanding the importance of self-control helps us avoid contributing to a toxic environment and fosters healthier, more respectful interactions with others. By adhering to these Stoic principles, we align more closely with our true nature, live in harmony with our values, and contribute positively to our community. Number 3, trust and integrity in Stoic philosophy. A quick temper in individuals can foster an environment of tension and discomfort, where people feel compelled to walk on eggshells, stifling open communication and breeding fear and resentment rather than trust and cooperation. This is diametrically opposed to the Stoic ideal of community and support, where every person is expected to contribute to the collective harmony by managing their passions and reactions. The Stoics champion a life of emotional self-control and harmonious relationships, emphasizing that true community is built upon mutual respect, trust, and the shared commitment to virtue. When someone is prone to explosive outbursts, it creates a climate where interactions become fraught with anxiety and apprehension. This environment stifles honest dialogue, discourages collaboration, and ultimately hampers collective progress. In a workplace, for example, constant volatility can diminish morale, hinder teamwork, and reduce productivity. In personal relationships, it can lead to ongoing conflict and emotional strain. Recognizing this sign of a quick temper encourages us to approach such individuals with caution, potentially guiding them towards the value of self-control, or, if necessary, choosing to distance ourselves to maintain our own peace. This Stoic approach not only safeguards our emotional well-being, but also supports our personal growth and ensures that our environment remains conducive to developing virtue. Stoicism teaches that each individual has a responsibility to contribute positively to their community by managing their own reactions and passions. The Stoics believe that true strength lies in the ability to maintain composure in the face of adversity and to respond with reason rather than emotion. This commitment to self-mastery is fundamental to fostering a supportive and harmonious environment. When we identify someone with a quick temper, we can choose to help them understand the importance of emotional regulation, fostering a more balanced and cooperative atmosphere. Alternatively, if their behavior proves too disruptive, maintaining a healthy distance becomes a necessary step for our own peace and growth. Trust is another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, intimately tied to the virtues of integrity and honesty. Trust forms the very foundation of relationships, whether personal or professional. When trust is betrayed through lies or broken promises, it shakes the core of these relationships, causing us to question not only the future of those bonds, but also our own judgment in people. Betraying trust is a serious violation in Stoic thought, as it undermines the virtues essential for a wise and virtuous life. The Stoics valued consistency and reliability, believing that integrity is not merely about honesty, but about being undivided in one's ethical principles, regardless of external pressures or temptations. In Stoic philosophy, the wise person is one who lives according to reason, which includes being steadfast and reliable in their actions and words. Integrity, therefore, is a reflection of this reasoned approach, being whole and consistent in one's ethical conduct. When someone lies to you or breaks a promise, they are not just failing you on a personal level, they are demonstrating a fundamental flaw in their character. This breach reveals a split between what they profess and what they practice, leading to profound consequences that ripple outwards, affecting not only the immediate relationship but also the broader community. Trust enables us to feel safe and to cooperate with one another, forming the bedrock of social cohesion. Without it, the very fabric of society can begin to unravel. Recognizing when someone consistently betrays trust is therefore crucial, as it allows us to preserve not only our personal well-being, but also the integrity of the social fabric that binds us all together. Betrayals of trust should prompt us to reassess the relationship and consider how best to respond. Stoicism advises against reacting impulsively with anger or vengeance, instead advocating for a response characterized by measured wisdom and thoughtful deliberation. The Stoic approach to handling betrayal of trust involves asking critical questions about how we can preserve our dignity and peace of mind. Can trust be restored, or is it wiser to distance ourselves from the individual? These are not easy questions, but they are essential ones. By reflecting on our responses and choices, we uphold the Stoic commitment to living a life of moral integrity and reasoned decision-making. This reflective process ensures that our actions align with our values, preserving both our personal virtue and the health of our relationships. Another significant departure from Stoic principles is the habitual shifting of blame and denial of mistakes. Accountability and self-improvement are central to Stoic philosophy, where self-reflection is regarded as a duty rather than an option. The Stoics believe that personal growth stems from our ability to look inward, evaluate our actions, and take responsibility for them, both the good and the bad. This process of self-examination is crucial for achieving personal virtue and fostering genuine improvement. When individuals consistently avoid accountability, they undermine the principles of self-improvement and integrity. By deflecting responsibility and failing to acknowledge their faults, they obstruct their own growth and disrupt the potential for constructive feedback and progress. In a Stoic framework, self-awareness and accountability are essential for personal development and the cultivation of virtue. By recognizing and addressing our mistakes, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideals of wisdom, courage, and justice. In conclusion, the Stoic philosophy underscores the importance of trust, integrity, and self-control in maintaining harmonious relationships and personal growth. A quick temper can create a toxic environment, while betrayal of trust erodes the very foundation of relationships. By adopting a Stoic approach, we can navigate these challenges with wisdom, fostering environments that support virtue and personal development. Recognizing these signs helps us protect our own well-being, uphold our values, and contribute positively to our communities. Through thoughtful reflection and deliberate action, we align more closely with Stoic ideals, creating a life of integrity and harmony. Number 7, in the pursuit of a Stoic life, where virtue and wisdom guide our actions, maintaining relationships that reflect honesty and integrity is essential. These values are deeply ingrained in Stoic teachings and play a crucial role in fostering a harmonious and supportive environment. When someone consistently demonstrates a lack of remorse for their actions, it signals a detachment from these fundamental values, creating a toxic atmosphere where accountability is absent and relationships become superficial or manipulative. Addressing this absence of remorse is not merely about resolving conflict, it is about upholding the Stoic ideal of living a virtuous life and protecting our own peace of mind. Consider the story of Michael, a dedicated and principled individual deeply committed to the Stoic values of honesty and integrity. Michael's life is characterized by his efforts to live virtuously, surrounding himself with individuals who reflect these same values. However, a growing concern begins to surface in his closest relationship with his colleague Jason. Despite repeated incidents where Jason has acted unethically, whether through dishonesty in work reports, manipulation of facts, or the undermining of others for personal gain, he consistently shows no sign of remorse. His actions are often justified with excuses or rationalizations, dismissing any criticism with a sense of entitlement. Initially, Michael tries to address these issues directly with Jason, hoping to invoke some sense of moral accountability. He approaches Jason with a calm demeanor, expressing how the lack of integrity affects their work environment and undermines their mutual goals. Michael's aim is not to accuse but to foster a sense of responsibility and encourage Jason to reflect on the impact of his actions. However, Jason's responses are consistently dismissive or defensive, showing no genuine regret or willingness to change his behavior. This persistent lack of remorse presents a significant challenge. According to Stoic philosophy, our interactions should be rooted in virtue, and relationships should nurture our growth rather than detract from it. The Stoics taught that we must surround ourselves with those who aspire towards virtue and encourage us to do the same. When someone continually fails to exhibit remorse, it creates an environment devoid of accountability, where relationships can become toxic and manipulative rather than genuine and supportive. In light of this, Michael must make a critical decision. Stoic principles guide us to act wisely and justly, which involves setting clear boundaries with those whose behavior is detrimental. Michael's approach should be grounded in wisdom and compassion, as Stoicism values both traits in navigating difficult relationships. First, Michael should establish clear and firm boundaries with Jason. This involves delineating the behaviors that are unacceptable and specifying the consequences if these boundaries are crossed. It is crucial for Michael to communicate these boundaries with respect and clarity, ensuring that Jason understands the impact of his actions and the need for change. Setting boundaries is not about punishment, but about protecting one's own integrity and well-being. Second, Michael should consider the role of forgiveness in this context. Stoicism teaches us that forgiveness is a virtue, but it must be exercised wisely. Forgiveness does not mean condoning harmful behavior or ignoring the need for accountability. Instead, it means letting go of personal resentment and approaching the situation with a clear mind. Michael can offer forgiveness in the sense of releasing himself from the emotional burden of anger and frustration, while still holding Jason accountable for his actions. Third, Michael must continually strive to act in accordance with Stoic principles of justice and moral integrity. This involves making decisions that align with his values, even if they are difficult. If Jason's behavior remains unchanged and continues to create a toxic environment, Michael may need to distance himself from the relationship. This separation is not an act of hostility, but a necessary step to maintain personal peace and uphold the standards of virtue that Stoicism espouses. Throughout this process, Michael's actions should be guided by both wisdom and compassion. Stoicism teaches us to approach conflicts with a balanced perspective, seeking to understand the root causes of behavior while also protecting our own well-being. Michael's goal is to maintain his tranquility and uphold his values, ensuring that his environment fosters growth and aligns with his principles. In distancing himself from Jason, Michael can focus on cultivating relationships with individuals who share his commitment to virtue. Surrounding oneself with those who aspire towards integrity and ethical behavior not only supports personal growth, but also contributes to a more harmonious and supportive community. By doing so, Michael reinforces the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with one's values and contributing positively to the collective well-being. Ultimately, navigating relationships where remorse is absent requires a delicate balance of wisdom, compassion, and firm adherence to one's principles. It involves recognizing when an environment becomes toxic and taking proactive steps to protect oneself while striving to maintain integrity and justice. Michael's approach, grounded in Stoic philosophy, demonstrates that by setting boundaries, offering forgiveness where possible, and making difficult decisions with clarity and compassion, he can uphold the values of honesty and integrity in his life. In conclusion, addressing a lack of remorse in relationships is a fundamental aspect of living a Stoic life. It involves recognizing the impact of toxic behavior, setting clear boundaries, offering forgiveness, and making decisions that align with one's values. By doing so, individuals like Michael can preserve their peace of mind, protect their well-being, and contribute to a community where virtue and integrity are upheld, ensuring that their environment nurtures growth and reflects the core tenets of Stoic philosophy. Number 8, the disrespect of personal boundaries. In our exploration of signs indicating potentially harmful presences in our lives, one critical issue we must address is the violation of personal boundaries. Boundaries are more than mere lines drawn around our emotional, physical, and mental spaces. They are essential components of our identity and well-being. Personal boundaries help us define who we are, what we are comfortable with, and how we engage with the world. They are crucial for maintaining healthy, respectful relationships and for protecting our sense of self. Stoicism offers profound insights into the importance of respecting boundaries. According to Stoic philosophy, respecting others' autonomy and individuality is not merely a matter of courtesy, but a fundamental aspect of ethical interaction. Stoics believe that each individual has inherent worth, and acknowledging this value involves recognizing and honoring their right to set and maintain personal boundaries. This respect is integral to fostering harmonious relationships and living a life aligned with virtue. When someone consistently disrespects personal boundaries, it is more than a personal affront, it is a violation of these core Stoic principles. Boundaries can be physical, such as respecting personal space, or emotional and mental, such as recognizing when someone needs privacy or is uncomfortable with certain topics of conversation. Disregarding these boundaries reflects a lack of consideration for the other person's autonomy and well-being, and it can deeply impact the relationship's health. Consistent disrespect for boundaries can manifest in various ways. For instance, someone might repeatedly invade your physical space, despite being asked to maintain distance. This behavior could be as subtle as standing too close during conversations or as overt as touching without permission. Such actions not only undermine your comfort but also disregard your right to define your personal space. Another way boundary disrespect can surface is through ignoring explicit requests to change hurtful behaviors. For example, if you've communicated that certain comments or actions are upsetting to you, and the person continues to engage in those behaviors, it demonstrates a disregard for your feelings and boundaries. This pattern can create a toxic environment where you feel continually disrespected and invalidated. Emotional boundaries are also frequently tested in relationships. These boundaries involve how we are treated emotionally and how our feelings are respected. If someone consistently dismisses your emotions or trivializes your concerns, it reflects a lack of empathy and respect for your emotional well-being. This behavior can lead to feelings of invalidation and erode trust, making it difficult to maintain a healthy, supportive relationship. From a Stoic perspective, the consistent disrespect of boundaries challenges the core values of self-control, respect, and virtue. The Stoics taught that maintaining one's inner peace requires understanding and upholding the boundaries that protect our emotional and mental spaces. This respect for personal boundaries is a reflection of our commitment to living ethically and interacting with others in a manner that honors their autonomy. Recognizing and addressing boundary violations involves a careful, thoughtful approach. Stoicism encourages us to respond with rationality and composure rather than impulsive reactions. This means clearly communicating your boundaries and expectations, while also being open to dialogue and understanding the other person's perspective. However, it is crucial to remain firm and consistent in upholding your boundaries to ensure that they are respected. If boundary violations persist despite clear communication, it may be necessary to reevaluate the relationship. Consistent disrespect for personal boundaries can indicate a fundamental misalignment in values and respect. In such cases, distancing yourself from the individual or setting firmer boundaries might be necessary to protect your well-being and maintain your sense of self. By adopting a Stoic approach to boundary violations, we not only safeguard our own emotional health, but also set a standard for how we expect to be treated. It is about maintaining personal integrity and ensuring that our interactions reflect mutual respect and ethical principles. Respecting personal boundaries is a reflection of our commitment to Stoic virtues, including self-control, respect for others, and the pursuit of a harmonious life. Thus, addressing boundary issues promptly and firmly aligns with Stoic wisdom, reinforcing the importance of personal and relational harmony. Number 9, in the pursuit of a Stoic life, where virtue and wisdom guide our actions, maintaining respectful boundaries in relationships is crucial. One significant indicator that a relationship may be undermining these values is the insistence on discussing topics that have been clearly marked as off-limits. This behavior not only creates discomfort but also leads to a deeper erosion of trust and safety within the relationship. It signals a profound disregard for the other person's comfort and autonomy. Understanding and addressing this issue is essential for preserving your well-being and upholding the Stoic commitment to justice and respect for others. Consider the case of Emma, a diligent professional who values her personal boundaries deeply. Emma has a colleague, Alex, who frequently disregards her requests to avoid discussing certain sensitive topics. Emma has made it clear on several occasions that discussions about her past experiences and personal struggles are off-limits in the workplace. Despite her explicit requests, Alex persists in bringing up these subjects, often under the pretense of concern or curiosity. This behavior not only creates an uncomfortable work environment, but also chips away at Emma's sense of safety and trust. Emma initially tries to handle the situation with patience. She reiterates her boundaries to Alex, hoping that he will respect her wishes. However, Alex's persistent disregard leads Emma to feel increasingly frustrated and disrespected. His behavior reveals a lack of regard, not only for her comfort, but for her autonomy and emotional well-being. This repeated crossing of boundaries signals a deeper issue, a disregard for Emma's personal space and an erosion of the mutual respect that should underpin any healthy relationship. From a Stoic perspective, it's vital to recognize when boundaries are being violated and to respond in a manner that aligns with virtue. Stoicism teaches us to act with reason and justice, even in challenging situations. Emma's situation requires a response that balances firmness with compassion, protecting her peace of mind while addressing the behavior that undermines her sense of security. Emma's first step is to have a frank discussion with Alex. In this conversation, she should clearly articulate her boundaries once more and explain the impact of his behavior on her well-being. The goal is to communicate her needs and expectations with clarity and calmness. Stoicism encourages us to confront such issues with a reasoned approach rather than reacting with anger or resentment. By calmly expressing her discomfort and reinforcing her boundaries, Emma sets a clear standard for how she expects to be treated. If Alex continues to disregard Emma's boundaries despite this discussion, it may be necessary for her to reinforce her stance more firmly. This could involve more explicit consequences for violating her boundaries, such as limiting or altering their interactions to minimize exposure to the unwanted topics. Stoicism teaches us to be steadfast in upholding our values, even when it requires making difficult decisions. In this case, Emma's commitment to protecting her emotional well-being and maintaining a respectful work environment aligns with the Stoic principles of justice and integrity. In situations where boundaries are consistently disrespected, Stoicism advises taking appropriate action to protect oneself. This might mean distancing oneself from the relationship or adjusting the nature of the interactions to safeguard one's peace of mind. For Emma, if Alex's behavior persists, despite clear communication and reinforced boundaries, she may need to consider more significant changes in their working relationship. This could involve seeking mediation from a supervisor or human resources to address the issue formally. Throughout this process, it is essential for Emma to approach the situation with both reason and compassion. Stoicism values the balance between firm action and empathy. While it's important to protect one's boundaries and maintain personal dignity, it is equally crucial to approach the situation with an understanding that people can change and that some conflicts may stem from misunderstandings. By striving to educate Alex about the importance of respecting personal boundaries, Emma aligns with Stoic virtues while also fostering a more respectful environment. By addressing boundary violations in this way, Emma not only preserves her own sense of dignity and self-respect, but also contributes to a work environment where respect and ethical interactions are the norm. This approach enhances the quality of interactions and relationships, creating a community that values and practices respect for each person's boundaries. Ultimately, understanding and addressing boundary violations is a crucial aspect of living a Stoic life. It involves recognizing when your comfort and autonomy are being compromised and responding with a reasoned approach that reflects Stoic values. By maintaining firmness, offering compassion where possible, and taking necessary actions to protect your well-being, you uphold the principles of justice and respect that are central to Stoic philosophy. Thank you for joining me today at Stoic Journal. Understanding these signs and taking proactive measures to address them not only protects your peace, but also aligns you with the virtues of Stoicism, fostering a life of integrity and respect. If you found this discussion enlightening, consider watching one of the suggested videos on your screen to continue your journey in cultivating wisdom and resilience. Your engagement enriches our community, and together, we grow stronger in our Stoic practices. Number 10, the manipulative use of personal information. In any relationship, be it personal or professional, trust forms the bedrock of healthy interactions and mutual respect. One of the most significant breaches of this trust is when someone manipulates or uses your personal information against you. This behavior not only undermines the foundational elements of a relationship, but also poses a serious threat to your emotional well-being and sense of security. Stoicism, a philosophy renowned for its emphasis on emotional resilience and rational thought, offers valuable insights into dealing with such manipulative tactics. According to Stoic teachings, maintaining control over our responses to external events is crucial for preserving our inner peace and autonomy. This philosophy advocates for a thoughtful, measured approach to interactions and relationships, which becomes particularly important when confronted with manipulation or misuse of personal information. When someone uses your personal information to manipulate or control you, it signifies a profound violation of trust. This breach goes beyond the immediate discomfort or betrayal. It reflects a deep-seated disregard for your dignity and autonomy. Manipulative individuals may use personal details to sow discord, create fear, or leverage guilt, aiming to undermine your confidence and autonomy. For example, they might reveal sensitive information to others to damage your reputation or use private details to manipulate your decisions and actions. Stoicism teaches us to respond to such situations with rationality and composure rather than reacting impulsively with anger or hurt. Recognizing the breach for what it is, an attempt to exploit your vulnerabilities, allows you to maintain control over your emotions and decisions. Instead of allowing manipulative behavior to dictate your reactions, Stoic philosophy encourages you to assess the situation objectively, considering its implications for your well-being and personal values. One practical step recommended by Stoic principles is to set clear boundaries regarding what personal information you share and with whom. By establishing these boundaries, you protect yourself from potential misuse and maintain control over your personal narrative. This involves being selective about what you disclose and ensuring that you only share sensitive information with individuals who have demonstrated trustworthiness and respect. If you find that someone consistently uses your personal information against you, it may be necessary to reassess the nature of that relationship. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of maintaining relationships that align with your values and contribute positively to your well-being. A relationship marred by manipulation and betrayal of trust not only compromises your emotional health, but also conflicts with the Stoic ideal of mutual respect and virtue. In confronting such situations, Stoicism advocates for measured action. This could involve addressing the issue directly with the individual involved, expressing how their behavior has affected you and setting clear expectations for future interactions. However, it is also important to recognize when distancing yourself from the person may be the most prudent course of action. Protecting your emotional health and maintaining your integrity often require difficult decisions, including ending relationships that are fundamentally damaging. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to dealing with the misuse of personal information involves a commitment to maintaining personal dignity and rationality. By adhering to these principles, you safeguard not only your well-being but also uphold the values of trust and respect in your relationships. This thoughtful, measured response helps you navigate the complexities of interpersonal dynamics while staying true to your own principles and maintaining your inner peace. Thank you for your attention. You can now become a member of the channel by clicking the Join button under this video.